Alright, what is up, everybody? This is Zacharias. We're back again with more of Avernum 4 Greed and Glory. Let's go ahead and continue here. We're in Fort Emerald now. This woman has set up a small shop out of the back of her wagon. She has been here for a while. Moss is slowly crawling up the wheels of her cart. She waves you closer, proudly showing off her wares gathering of goods. Welcome, adventurer. Nobody I like trading with more than adventurers. I'm Therese, and I think my reasonably priced goods would be quite useful to you. Know much about Fort Emerald? Of course, I did a lot of trading here when I first started out as a merchant. A more exciting time. Fort Emerald hasn't seen any action in 20 years, and I hope it stays that way, but I doubt it will. Why was it more exciting? Because we were fighting the might of the Empire, and they were right outside our gates. Every day was likely to be our last. Amazed we survived. Why do you think Fort Emerald will see more fighting? Because of the nature of our current enemy, whoever it is. It seems to always find Avernum's weakest link and strike at it. Like the way all of our commerce was choked off by the monsters that attack our boats. Our humble boats just can't defend themselves. The enemy strikes at weak points. She looks around and laughs. This place is as weak as they come. Why'd you return here? Because more supplies are needed around here. Darman and Blosk are a mess. The traders around the castle are expensive. Nobody in charge thinks to send supplies here. I'm doing a lot of business. Have you been to Darman or Blosk recently? Not since the Shade appeared. I haven't gone to Almeria either. When a Shade is present, it makes its city very dangerous for outsiders. Therese waves her hand grandly at the items on her worn carpet. Still plenty for sale, useful for those in your line of work. What would you like? Let me see your wares. Therese has a variety of goods. She has both mundane tinker stuff and a few items that might be useful in a dungeon. I'm not sure how I feel about blade poison still, but that boost to lethal blow might be good, but it is kind of pricey. Want to sell something? I don't need anything. Alright, I'll be here until the wandering disasters find Fort Emerald. Ooh, job board. Hunt Szorazas. Years ago, the Drake Szorazas attacked Fort Emerald from the north, damaging the walls. The slight has not been forgotten. It is thought that Szorazas lives in the caverns to the north of Fort Emerald. The adventurer who destroys it will receive a reward from Captain Bruce. Beetle is a wizard in residence at Fort Emerald. He requires flawless green wormkin tails to make salve of a private nature. The tails required can be found in the scree caves north of the fort. Be careful when fighting the worms, as it is easy to damage the tail. Bring 3 tails to receive a reward. This archer is quite young, perhaps the youngest in the fort. She is sitting alone at this worn and stained cavewood table drinking ale. You soon realize why she was stationed here. It's how she spends much of her time. Her speech is slurred, and her eyes can't focus. Hey there, she says a bit too loudly. I'm Tiziana. Sit and have some ale with me. I get so bored these days. Nothing good to shoot at. She is probably an excellent shot when she is sober, which is not often. You haven't had much to fight lately? Nah, I only got transferred here 2 years ago. From what I hear, the last action the fort saw was like 10 years back. That was just a drake that had to be driven off. Where were you transferred from? Fort Remote is southwest of here. Day's journey. I hear there's lots of action there. Lots of critters in the tunnels to its west. Lots of good targets. Wish I was still there and need something to do. And now you drink? Yeah, passes the time. Now what? You gonna give me a speech of about how I like my ale too much? You gonna hassle me? That it? I wasn't gonna mention it. Good, she shouts and leaves it at that. How do you spend your time? Target shoot. I'm a darn good shot. Javelins or arrows, sober or not. I get a lot of time, so I give lessons to the farmers around here. Help them defend themselves from the bandits that are always around. There's something else I'd like to know. Yeah? I'll have a drink. Tiziana fetches you a mug of mushroom ale. It's foul, watered down stuff. She doesn't mind. Have to be going now. What? Already? Bah, can't keep anyone around to talk these days. Can you teach me? Okay, we already bought a couple of these anyway. Tiziana is incoherent, quick to anger, and the fact that you are an adventurer makes her raise her prices through the roof. But she is a skilled archer. We already found somebody that would be cheaper, so... I wonder if I can get this open. Dang, I have so many wands in my inventory right now. Oh, now I think about it, real quick, let's head back over to Patrick's Tower to drop off the last book we have. Found another stolen book. Okay, well, at least it's not in my inventory anymore. More emerald. You meet the captain of Fort Emerald. He walks around the fort, looks for things that need improvement, notes them, and sighs. He knows what the problems are, but he doesn't have the resources to fix them. When he sees you, he looks bitter. Ah, another sellsword has come here to Fort Emerald, looking for an easy fortune, perhaps by doing jobs we poor, incompetent soldiers can't manage. How lucky we are. There is a pause, giving you time to absorb all the nuances of his sarcasm. I'm Captain Bruce. What do you want? How are things going here? Peaceful, which is good because we are barely supplied. My men just eat, take up space, look north, and wait for disaster. What's to the north? Former Slith lands. Years ago, there were lots of savage Sliths up there, led by the mighty Slith Lord Sissis. He sent deadly raids into the Great Cave. Only the mighty efforts of this fortress saved Avernum. Those were the glory days. There are some pests up there now, but nothing that requires the attention of a whole fort. What is wrong with the soldiers here? They do their best, but we don't get the strong and strivers. We get the old and tired, or drunk. Warriors too worn out to be useful and too weak for the trip up to Fort Monastery, they get sent to me. They can't do much, and I don't have anything for them to do. It balances out. If it's so quiet, how do you pass the time? I do get a lot of fishing done. Hope to catch a sea serpent someday. Captain Bruce continues to pace the fort, making plans and subplans for how Fort Emerald can contribute in a time of no resources, and great danger. Sometimes he looks over at you. Still here? There is no great fortune to be won, warrior. We exist to watch an empty road and wait for doom. Could I get supplies or training? You think anyone here is bright enough to train you? You think we get enough supplies to have any to spare? Friend, you wasted a journey. Do you have anything that needs doing? Oh, just go check the job board. That's what it's there for. You really haven't had problems? No, just the luck of the draw. We're in the middle of secured lands. By the time any attackers get to us, it's too late for Avernum. Can I explore the lands to the north? Yes. No. The north gate is currently blocked with magical barriers while we get parts to repair the portcullis. Come back in a few months and maybe I can let you out then. Maybe I can remove the barriers? Doubtful. Beetle is our mage. He's old and worn out like the rest of us, but he's a true master of the magical barrier. The stone contains the emerald that gives the fort its name. It's not actually an emerald, it's a large greenish crystal pulsing with natural magic. Resting near it for a short time rejuvenates a person. This is very useful when the fortress is under siege. The fort was actually built around the crystal, which is a rare natural formation. There have been discussions of the possibility of moving it to a more relevant fort. Alas, it is likely that moving the stone would disrupt its delicate and beneficial magic. You stand near the green crystal for a short time. Its radiant energy washes over you. You feel marvelously energized. Got some healing elixirs in here. Wait, why does she have lamps? I must have missed that entirely. We'll just keep them on Dante. This is the office of Fort Emerald's wizard in residence. It is a tiny room, hopelessly cluttered with stuff. He has been crammed in here for many years. The aged wizard himself sits in a chair, surrounded by old papers and dusty scrolls. It takes a minute to spot him among all the clutter. When he sees you, he snaps. I'm Beetle. I'm the wizard here. I don't teach anymore. Go away. What do you do for the keep? I'm the magician. I do all the magic things. Blessings, divination, the occasional healing. Though that isn't my specialty. I also maintain the magical barriers. Back, that is, when anything ever attacked us. When they made holes in the walls, I filled them. When the battle was won, I erased them. You repair the walls with magical barriers? Well, what would you use? You can't lay bricks and mortar when a big Slith is throwing fireballs at you. It was a temporary solution, and unless you expend great power, the barriers fade over time. But many was the time I helped save this fort with my barriers. I recently had to stop up the north gate with barriers. The portcullis is broken. If I wanted to leave to the north, could you lower those barriers for me? Not without the captain's permission. You have to talk to him, and you have to have a reason. Putting them up was a lot of work. Beetle still sits in his chair. The old wizard sees at you silently. You don't think that he gets up very much. He certainly never dusts. You can make magic barriers and you can erase them? Of course. What a foolish question. Only a madman would make barriers without being able to remove them. What if something went wrong and you trapped yourself? You starve. Can you teach me techniques for removing the barriers? Of course not. What a foolish question. You think I'd just spill one of the wizard's most valuable secrets to a stranger? We need permission from the Tower Colony to teach an outsider that spell. How could I get permission to learn the spell? Go to the Tower Colony. That's where those decisions are made. Not my problem. Can you teach me any spells? Do I look like a teacher? I'm long past the days of explaining basic principles to idiots. How long have you been here? Years and years, since the war with the Empire. We had some real fighting to do back then, I tell you. What attacked the fort? Sosarakai, Empire troops, even the occasional arrogant Drake from the tunnels to the north. How are you preparing for the next attack? He shrugs. I'm trying to get lots of sleep, I guess. The attacks on Avernum are all strange and unexpected. The black shades, sea serpents, who knows what will come next. We're just trying to stay alert and flexible. Okay, so not much from... We would have to get up here somehow. I'm guessing through the Spire Fortress. But in the meantime, you enter the village of Gnass. This is the largest colony of Caesaricae in Avernum, and it is fully loyal to the land and King Starus. The Sliths of Gnass have fought bravely for Avernum since the earliest days. Their paths are lined with the statues of Sliths whilst fighting your common enemies. Now, though, Gnass is very quiet. Only a few Sliths roam the pathways, and the guards by the bridges are alert. They keep their weapons handy as you enter, worried that you might have come to cause trouble. It is sensible that the chaos in this part of the Great Cave might have caused some of the Sliths to leave, but you are surprised that they would be so upset by your visit. Odd. Oh, we found Enna again. Enna continues to talk to you. She is a constant source of stories about her travels, concerts, and distractions. Sometimes with a wink, she pauses so that you can say something. What brings you to Gnass? It was here. It was on the way. The lizard folk were friendly. They have a nice meeting clearing where I can play. They're very friendly. I hope they like my songs. What do you think of the Slith Town? She looks around. She seems to be looking for something, and it's subtle, but you think she's disappointed when she doesn't find it. Poor. Declining. There are great events, and this place isn't very significant to them. No offense meant. What do you think of the Caesaricae? They are nice. Growing up on the surface, I heard they were all scary. Hungry for my flesh. Turns out most of them aren't like that at all. She delicately touches her cheek. Still, I don't want to adopt the lizard look. Being scaly would not suit me. How'd you get through Almeria? I snuck. I'm very good at sneaking when I need to be. Interesting. She makes it seem like a minor effort, but you recall your journey here. Passing Almeria was not easy. I suppose you'll be performing now. Yes, enough resting. Enough lizard snacks. It is time. I will be the first Empire singer to perform for Caesaricae ever. A real honor if I'm not eaten. She laughs and winks, then she goes to start her show. Enna the songstress has taken her place on this humble stage. A few Caesaricae have wandered over, wondering what sort of odd human business they're about to see. Surprisingly, bards never come here to perform. She bows to her odd audience. It is a real honor to meet all of you scaly folk, and I hope that I can provide you a bit of joy in these hard times. When she sees you in the crowd, she gives you a little nod. Once again, Enna sings for the crowd. At first, the Sliths don't appreciate human music. Then she starts to draw out her S sounds, and they suddenly appreciate it a lot more. She starts with some rousing traveling songs from the surface, tales of exploration, of wandering under the sun, and sleeping under the moon. The Caesaricae are polite but unmoved. Then Enna transitions into new songs inspired by the underworld. Sad songs about fear and being hunted. Mysterious, discordant songs about wandering tunnels and not knowing what she will find around any corner. Humorous ditties about the annoyance of walking on rocky, uneven passages. The Sliths respond well. They don't applaud. Instead, they signal their appreciation by hissing and rapping their claws against their scales. It's an odd sound, but their appreciation is clear. Enna gives a deep bow. Thank you. I am grateful to my scaly friends. Soon I will depart. My tour continues ever west. I hope to see you again when I return. When I return, a bit more hissing and encore and the show is done. Enna's concert is complete. She is satisfied with how it went and is trying to figure out the next venues to perform at. Where are you going now? West. I will perform for anyone who will have me. All I need is a friendly outpost that is not currently under attack. I hope to see you again. Huh. I don't see where the quest would be. But yeah, she went all the way from Camp Samuels and managed to sneak past Almeria. This is a hatchling nursery. A dozen infant sliths are playing and splashing in the long, shallow pools ringing the north side of the dome. They are watched by a lone slith matriarch. She is old and short, and she holds a long cavewood stick in one hand. Having an outsider in her nursery worries her. She says, I am brood watcher Ethoth. I watch all my little charges. You should not be in here. What do you want? This is where you raise the young sliths? Yes, after they are hatched, they are watched and fed by me, until they reach the time of mine. Hatched? So Sarakai start as eggs? Yes, it is our way. The clutches of eggs are laid. Few hatch. The slits that hatch are brought to me, to be protected until the time of mine. What is the time of mine? Our young have no thoughts, even less in their heads than small human children. Then, overnight, the spirit comes and joins with the body. It is a beautiful thing. The time of mine, when they emerge and join the tribe. Do some never reach the time of mine? Sad, but yes. Some slits are ever simple. These sad ones are sent out into the river to find their fortune. What happens to them then? Only sadness, I think, but a better fate than the life with no mind, no spirit. Ethoth looks quickly back and forth from the hatchlings to you. She keeps a stick in her hand at all times, ready to die defending them. How long do sliths stay here? From hatching to the time of mine is about 4 years. Caesaricae grow slower than humans until their spirit comes. Goblins grow in fast little swarms. A Caesaricae is harder to create. Okay. What is that stick for? Almost as if on cue, a hungry young slith attempts to bite her toe off. A sharp smack from the stick flings the creature back to the water. Young sliths, she says, are reptiles, sharp fangs and little thought. I'll leave you alone then. That is good. We are protective of the young. Good day to you. You meet the current chieftain of Gnass sitting cross-legged by the fire. Slith chieftains do not serve for life. They are changed by the tribe according to the current needs, usually peacefully. Appropriately, their current chief in these troubled times is a warrior, with powerful muscles and only a few of the cracked scales that mark age. The two-tined spear lying across his lap is a magnificent weapon, handed down through the generations. The pressures of the office weigh heavily on him. His concern is plain on his reptilian face. He looks up and nods. Welcome, traveler. Sit and join me. I am Gnass, honored chieftain of Gnass. The village of Gnass greets you peacefully in these troubled times. That is a beautiful spear. Thank you. While I am the chief, I am honored it was passed to me. It is not ceremonial, it is deadly. There aren't as many Caesaricae here as usual. You see truth. Many of the sliths have fled. A few unlucky ones have died. It was when Gnass started to empty that I was made chieftain. Where do they flee to? Some left for the other cities. Many others did what is in our instinct when threats approach from outside. They fled to the lower tunnels, the dark remote places, when they are hard to find, where they can plan in peace. How long have you been chieftain? I have borne this burden for several months now, since the shade appeared in the city of Darman. It was then that Priest Pathis said that we need a chieftain for war, not peace. Some sliths were killed? Yes. It brings us great sadness and anger. They were killed by humans, vigilantes, driven mad by anger and fear and blaming us for the new troubles. Your soldiers have not hurt us yet, but they are slowly growing more crazed. The loss of peace between our people and Avernum is the thing that grieves us most, out of the many things that grieve us at the moment. Gless this remains seated as he speaks, a privilege reserved for one in his position. He looks across the fire at you and says, "What else would you wish to know?" Gnass wishes to be a friend to humans, even if the desire is not returned. Tell me about your troubles. We are hurt by all things that hurt you. The bandits, the monsters, the loss of trade and sea travel. But we are also hurt, lately, by hatred and betrayal. This is a wound that hurts most of all. You were hurt by loss of trade? Of course. We are not barbarians. We trade fine crafts for goods. The monsters in the water, they hurt us like they hurt humans. Have you encountered many bandits? Yes, they raid us because they think the humans will not act to stop them. Sadly, so far they are right. Fortunately, thus far, we have killed most of who have trifled with us. They think we are stupid. They underestimate us. Soon we will put their skulls on totems to warn others away. Tell me about the hatred you face. I hoped you would ask. Since the shades came, humans around us have been maddened with fear. Their minds clouded. They doubt and shun and sometimes even attack us. We can defend ourselves, but we should not have to. We need a brave one, of status, to talk to one who can end the attacks. I would be glad to help you. I am pleased to hear it. I do not expect success. I am glad you could try. We ask for emerald, but humans, there are no use at all. There is one whose word could stop the attacks. It is the mayor of Darman. See her on our behalf and ask her to help us. That will prevent bloodshed, I think. Are humans really attacking you? So far, only bandits from the abyss. Alas, the fear caused by the Black Shade infects more every day. Once they think their eternal fear can be relieved by bombarding poor Gnass. He shakes his head. Tell me about Darman. It is to the southwest, the mighty city in the tunnels and caves under the great cave. It is still settled. It avoided the destruction faced by Blosk. Why did Fort Emerald refuse to do anything? Fort Emerald can't do anything. The warriors, they are old and tired. I don't think they can even defend themselves. Tell me about your troubles. Oh. Have you encountered many bandits? Oh. Alright. Yeah, I already read all that. This is Pathos, the priest of Gnass. He is the oldest Slithia I've ever seen. Maybe the oldest Slith in Avernum. Possibly the oldest person in the whole nation. His body is covered with patches of gray, cracked scales, the painful sign of Slitherikai age. His body is weak, but his eyes are alert and skeptical. He deals with outsiders, but is slow to trust them. He leans on his spear for support and nods in greeting. Hello, visitor. I am Pathos, the priest, watcher, and guide of this town for so many years. His speech is quiet and unaccented. Long have I aided warriors who came to us in peace. Long have I slain those who mean us ill. Can you assist me? Of course. Gnass is a refuge for those who fight for Avernum. Would you like to be healed? Blessed? Can you teach me any spells? Pathos shakes his head slowly. My scales are gray and cracked, but I am still a warrior. I do not teach. Perhaps you will have more luck in Darman. Can you heal me? Of course. He waves a clawed hand at you and mutters a spell. You feel revived. Can you bless me? He waves at the stone basins by the south wall of the shrine. The fluid in there will give you a powerful blessing. They are there for those who, such as you, who go off and fight a righteous battle. Drink from them slowly, though, and do not waste the magic. It takes a long time to fill them again. Tell me more Pathos leans on the spear and watches you silently. He is not one for idle words or wasted breath. You notice that his leather jerkin is embroidered with lines of beautiful runes. It must be powerfully enchanted. Tell me more about Gnass. Gnass is an old settlement, almost as old as Avernum. I was here at its founding, and every year since. It was necessary then for us peaceful Celestes to stay together. It was a dark time for the relations between my people and Avernum. Sadly, those times may be returning. Why were things so dark then? Because most of my kind in Avernum were savage, mindless warriors and eaters of intelligent flesh, led by a mad barbarian named Sissis. Now, though, the mindless ones are almost gone. The wise survive. Why are relations so bad now? It pains me to think of it. Talk to the chief. He will tell you more. How old are you? Pathos chuckles. Is that a polite question? I think not. The Caesarici have a carved marble altar here, used to make offerings to their strange reptilian gods. This is a powerful place. You can sense the energy placed in the stone by years of prayers and sacrifices. You flip through the book by the altar, full of vivid drawings of terrifying gods and bloody battles. So the Caesarici here are trusted allies of Avernum. Everyone knows that they have a reptilian culture alien to humanity. You respectfully back away from the Celeste Shrine. Alright, what if we do this? You kneel and pay your respects. You feel warm and reassured, but nothing special happens. Okay, we got War Chant for a bit, but that was about it. A healthy, well-groomed cat wanders Gnass. The Caesarici are slowly being drawn to cats as pets. An unusual but happy combination. For some reason, their lizards have left this feline alone. You kneel and read the cat's name tag. It says, Boo of Deprivation. The Caesarici have peculiar taste when it comes to pet names. A new month has begun. Items in stores are cheaper today. So good to know. Caesarici are excellent smiths. They make superb breastplates and masterful pole weapons, especially the two-time spears they traditionally favor. They have a great natural resistance to heat. The smith is unhappy to see you. He says, in broken speech, the chief gave word. Outsiders in peace to be dealt with. I shaft. I honor slit. I buy and sell. But I do not happy. Why are you so angry at outsiders? In the best times, Avernum hate us. And now Avernum hate us more. A slith murdered. Soon is worse. Who was killed? Talk Actithos. She has lost. Pain at you. I am not like that. All are like that. It just takes time. How can I prove I mean you no harm? I want nothing of you. I just want work. Others need proving. Shaft the blacksmith is willing to trade with you, but only because he was ordered to. He says, I still trade. Much needed, much to sell. Let me see what you have for sale. Shaft sells high quality equipment. However, he doesn't like outsiders, and his prices reflect that. I don't need anything. Shaft nods and turns away. He resumes his work painfully to his glowing forge. There is a young Caesarica here, exerting herself with a pick to knock chunks of stone off of a huge pillar of granite. She is very angry about something, and she has taken out her frustration on the stone. Bits of sharp stone fly out in all directions. One of them hits your cheek, leaving a nasty scratch. You clear your throat. She notices that you're there. She drops the pick and turns to you. I am Actitos. This is the statue works. We make statues. What do you want? Tell me about the statues. Statues are important to Sliths. They are our art, our memory. We make them, then we destroy them and make more. We value them. Are all your statues of ancestors? Many. Others are of ideal Sliths, the ones we want to be, and some have no meaning, are just there to be lovely. You see statues. We see many, many things. Why do you destroy the statues? Because we run out of room. We get tired of them and want more. Why else? Are you the master here? Yes, I am the one who directs. I teach young Sliths the art. I shout at them when they are stupid, which is often. Actithos has too much nervous energy to stay still while she speaks with you. She frequently attacks a rough bit of stone with a chisel or takes a moment to shout an apprentice. You are angry. I am, though not at you. I have rage in my heart. Rage for vengeance. Vengeance I cannot have. Vengeance on the one who killed my mate. None will hunt the murderer. Who killed your mate? Human, hunter-robber, from Darman. Blame Slith and Nephil for all the problems that have been had. Roams the caves with the mob, mad and screaming for murder. While the mob screams and hurts, he robs too. He is a bad one, and many mad ones from Darman. Why won't anyone hunt him? In a time when all are mad, the humans, they don't care about the killing of a Slith. And the Sliths, they don't want to hunt a human and get more anger. Oh, I am full of fury. Where is this bandit? Perhaps I might see him. I will tell you. He is called Mariotti. He and his thugs hide in the ruins of Blosk, or so I hear. Perhaps he hunts innocents in other lands now. Perhaps he raises new mobs soon. How does he raise mobs? He is a cunning one. Uses clever words to raise terror in normal folk. Many refugees and townsfolk, angry and scared, want to act. He sends them out to burn and club. Robs in the chaos. Tell me about Blosk. Was our friends. A good city. Traded with us. Trusted and protected. Then a black shade burned them. Ruins now. Okay, looks like that's all we're going to get from Gnass for now. Alright, why don't we go ahead and explore some more of the caves a little bit. Oh. We stumbled right into a freaking rogue lair. Ain't that something? Ugh, freaking immobility. I hate it when it does that. Do that. Dang, they are taking a lot to kill right now. We still need to find one more glowing basalt so we can finally clear out that one quest, too. The city of Darman, not far to the west, started out as a mining colony. The caverns around Darman are full of abandoned mines like this one. Whatever was mined here, the veins rapidly played out and the miners left for better tunnels. Most of the tunnels were eventually sealed off by cave quakes. No tunnel in Avernum stays unchanged forever. Okay, we probably shouldn't explore this yet. There are several refugees here, unfortunate folk who fled the chaos of Blosk and Darman. They are poor and hungry, living off of what they can beg and scavenge. Still, Avernites are at heart industrious and hard-working people. These refugees took over an abandoned stockade and started working shaping stone blocks. Eventually, they may even be used to rebuild Blosk. When you approach, however, these people shy away from you. These chaotic times have left them scared of strangers, especially armed ones. Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to get any information here. What was that guy's name? Captain Bone or whatever? Avernite soldiers patrol this road. When you come close, their leader approaches you with his hands up, motioning you to stop. The guards behind him raise their bows. "Stop right there," he says. "I'm Captain Bone. I'm here to warn off strangers. The city of Darman isn't safe. Not for townsfolk, refugees, or strangers. You can enter, but your safety is not promised." You look at the archers behind him, trying to gauge how accurate his words are. They look like they would happily shoot you down where you stand. "What will you do to me if I try to enter Darman?" "Me? Nothing. But you should worry about what the people in town will do. Which is, we are an angry people. We have had enough. We are quick to raise a mob to discipline those who offend us. There have been stabbings, a few poisonings, a beheading." Captain Bone stands in your path, frowning. "You can talk all you want, but my message is the same. Strangers, refugees or not, aren't welcome in Darman. Are there lots of refugees around here?" "Yes, too many, from Blosk and other places. Poor parasites, using their hard luck as an excuse to leech off of us. Refugees are nothing but targets for bandits and angry mobs. The smart ones headed east to the castle." "Why is Darman so hostile?" "Because we have to be. Because of the shade." The captain has a strange look on his face, as if he is saying doesn't entirely make sense. As if what he is saying doesn't entirely make sense to him. "When the shade is close, it makes people quick to anger. Yes, out here it's not as strong, so I can sort of think. A little. In the town I would watch my step. Is the shade in Darman now? I don't know. Sometimes it is Darman, and sometimes it is in the ruins of Blosk. One moment it is in one, the next moment it appears in another. So the people in Darman attack outsiders? It's been known to happen. He thinks for a moment, and adds, often. Perhaps I can do something to help them? I wouldn't try it. After what happened in Blosk, if you anger the shade by attacking it, the guards are likely to fight on the side of the shade. Okay, well, I guess I'll enter Darman here in a bit. But... There is only one soldier watching to the west end of Darman. She is happy to have someone to talk to. She leans on her halberd and smiles. Hello, adventurer. I'm Eli, come to drop by my unhappy little city. Have you? Somehow, she maintains a constant good mood. This is a hard quality to find in the underworld. How are things in Darman? Oh, it is an unhappy place. More accurately, an angry place. The shade is always nearby and it makes everyone angry. It even affects me when I return to the barracks. Where can the shade be found? Sometimes it torments Darman. Sometimes it appears in the ruin it made of Blosk. Is it safe for me to go into Darman? I'm not making any promises. Even our commander has been nervous. You should meet our commander. Some say he's bad because he's in the Phil. People can be so dumb. What is being done about the shade? Nothing. In fact, Darman is guarding it from foolish adventurers who would attack it. We keep anyone from bothering it. We don't want to end up like poor Blosk. Better stay away. Eli leans on her halberd and chats with you. Apparently, the west gate of Darman is a particularly uninteresting thing to guard. Is this the worst place to guard around Darman? Oh, no, that's not the garbage pits, around the north end of town. Filthy job, usually used to punish people. She laughs. What's west of here? Well, northwest is Blosk farmland. Some farmers are still struggling to make it, despite what happened to the city. West of here are a few mines. I'd be careful out there. The ruins are southwest. Why should I be careful in the mines? From what I hear, monsters have hidden a few of them. The Avernite miners that are left are very nervous about claim jumpers, nervous enough to attack innocent strangers. Bad days, she sighs. Everything is going funny. Where are the ruins? Some city they tried to build in the early days of Avernum. It didn't work out. Some of the walls still haven't been scavenged for building materials. I hear there are beasts in there now. I can hear them howling sometimes. Not unusual for Avernum these days. I feel like we should only do that quest if, we should only damage it if we're in Blosk, if it's in Blosk. Might be too risky to do it in Darman. A long trail of refuse and personal items have been dropped along the roadside. They were left by refugees fleeing the destruction of Blosk. Some patches of ground are scorched. The shade flung fire at the townsfolk as they fled. At least some survived. Looters haven't been by to sort through the junk for items of value, but they will arrive soon enough. Okay, well, I don't expect us to waltz right in there. But we do need to get into Darman to continue our mission. check some things real quick. Okay, this section's been explored. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to get into there. But, let me quick save just in case. You enter the dark, damp streets of Darman, Avernum's westernmost city. Darman is a place of industry, a crowded pit where smiths and artisans make some of the finest goods in the land. Darman was burrowed under the huge spire of stone that dominates the western Great Cave. Once it was a mine. Then when the mine was played out, people settled in tunnels. Then they slowly expanded them year after year. The people of Darman have always been serious and industrious. As you look around, you see that their mood is unusually grim. The ground guards and townsfolk glare at you. Your mere presence infuriates them. After your visit to Almeria, you are no longer surprised by irrational hostility. You are alarmed, however, by the intensity of the feeling. The guards look ready to draw their blades at the slightest provocation. Suddenly you feel that what the other people here feel. The rage hits you like a hot wind. You feel an intense anger in you, an unquenchable rage that can only be cured with violence. There is a presence in the city. It is one of the shades that afflicts Avernum. It's not far away. Yeah, right. Let me see if I can find the shade first. Okay, that's not good. That's not what I wanted right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and ignore Darman for now then. If the shade's there, let's go right to Blosk. We can still get stuff done here. You enter the city of Blosk. Well, what is left of it. A massive cataclysm has shaken this place. The buildings in the center of town have collapsed. The outer walls were cracked by magical explosions from the inside. Soot covers everything. Blosk was a farming town since the early days of Avernum. Now the streets are abandoned, the gates are unguarded, and the smells of smoke and death are heavy in the air. It is not hard to guess who is responsible. There is a feeling in the air, the aura of powerful, malevolent magic. Blosk is another city that has been occupied by a powerful shade. Okay, so I'm going to make sure the game is saved right here, but I will see you on the next part.